Welcome everybody to the music show. I'm Ray Braselton, your host.
And I'm Nick Rita, co-host.
And today we had for you Kimo and
Ka'iulani.
Yeah.
Ka'iulani.
Yeah. Right. This is a group, a husband and wife team that have been together since, I assume, since 14, I think they said 14
That's
years
when
of
they
age.
met.
And he was 16 when they met.
Right.
They married. It's a fairy tale type marriage.
Right.
And they went on to get into this Hawaiian culture.
Right.
In fact, they go to Hawaii 2 months out of the year just performing at all the islands in Hawaii. And they perform here all over the Rochester area and beyond.
And they have a school.
Yeah, they have a school in
to
Pittsburgh.
teach Hawaiian, not just the music, but the culture and the language.
Dance
so
and everything, a lot of dance.
Did you say Pittsburgh?
I think that's Pittsburgh, yeah. And just the music that they sing is a lot about culture, the Hawaiian culture. And then he plays some interesting Hawaiian instruments. Right. The ukulele, something like that.
Yeah.
We're very bad at pronouncing.
Right.
But
we have trouble pronouncing English words.
But it's very interesting, some of the things that you're going to find out where the ukulele came from.
The showcase is going to be extremely interesting.
And also what ukulele means, what that word is. That's going to surprise the heck out of you.
Right.
So you got to stay tuned for this. So of course we have,
all the regular
Nick's
things.
corner, and we'll have the showcase where he's going to be giving a very interesting.
You'll want to see that.
Oh yeah, you don't want to miss that. And of course, our round table is you get a little more history behind them. But be ready to
if you're thinking of changing channels or something,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
No,
Stop
you
it
love
right
this
now.
show. You'll like it.
You'll be sorry if you do.
Kimo and Ka'iulani, 10 months in Pittsburgh, New York, and 2 months on the island of Kauai. This song is called Mana O Kalapaki. We wrote it 2 years ago, and it is about the spirit of Kalapaki Bay, one who takes care of the surfers and the children and all the individuals who love that bay, and who protects everyone from any dangers of the sea. Mana O Kalapaki. Listen to the roar as it crashes. Hearts race in rapid expectation. Dreams focused on its outcome. All other sounds cease to compete. My soul cries for her sadness. Acknowledge the pain she has suffered. Tide of tears flow out to reach her. Lost forever to the Mana O Kalapaki, yearning to be free. a feeling deep within, never ever to be forgotten, floating gently on the sea. Nearly there with hands waving, images in time forever etched. She's connected to the ocean. Mana O Kalapaki, yearning to be free. Mana O Kalapaki, yearning to be free. He melevehi na mana o Kalapaki. There's a beautiful place in Kauai called Hanalei, and this song, we wrote about it in 2008. It's called Hanalei Paka Ua, Hanalei Raindrops. And one night we were at a bar and called Tahiti Nui, and we walked out. It was a pretty steamy night, and we walked out on the front porch, and these beautiful droplets of rain came down. It was almost like a mist. So that's where we got the title for this song. And I believe my husband would like to talk about the tuning on the 12-string guitar.
Yeah, just to say a few words here. This is a 12-string guitar, and I came up with an original tuning which gave me a new set of harmonics that I wanted to use to like the sound of the raindrops plinking on the tin roof or even on my glasses or my forehead. And so this tuning is C, G, C, G, B, D. And I'll show you a few of the harmonics, and then we'll get going with the song.
my skin reacts to your touch, falling on all of my senses. My soul is refreshed, oh, loving your gentle caresses. Sunshine in the night, lighting up my soul. Sunshine in the night, lights up my soul. As I stand frozen in time, a gentle breeze blows through my hair. My tears blend with your kind, hoping for such gentle thoughts. Sunshine in the night, lighting up my soul. Sunshine in the night, lights up my soul. A gift from the night sky, gently touch me with love. Stars shine bright, blessed by you, waiting for the morning light. Sunshine in the night, lighting up my soul. Sunshine in the night, lights up my soul. Liquid sunshine in the night, falling gently on me, rising in my soul. Falling down, falling down, falling down on me. Hanalei raindrops, Hanalei Paka Ua, fall gently down on me.
Hi, I'm Ray Braselton, and welcome again to the Music Show. And what a show we've had for you, well, so far today. And again, I want to introduce Kimo, Knox, and Ka'iulani. You want to introduce your name?
Ka'iulani Visico.
Oh,
You're not the
nice.
only
How
one that
sweet.
does that. So
I'm the worst. But in any case, we want you to get to know them. They have a studio also in Pittsburgh, so they teach. I guess you're more the dance teacher.
That's right.
What kind of dance?
Hawaiian dance, of course, and also Hawaiian language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And you're in the studio you built not too long ago in there,
Right.
too.
Yeah,
and
we
you,
teach Hawaiian slaki guitar and ukulele.
Oh, boy, that's...
12-string, also, by the way, 12-string and nylon string guitar. All of that in the slaki style.
Yeah, and all these different type of ukuleles, too.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
all different
bass
sizes.
uke and...
Yeah, bass, well, actually ukulele bass, not a bass ukulele.
I-
We talked about
Is that
that.
right?
But yeah, all different sizes, from the little soprano all the way down to baritone, all different sizes, yeah.
Oh boy! And then of course, on our showcase coming up, well, we'll pick one. We'll know by then what showcase we're doing, and because they did several, but they're so good at so many different instruments. You in particular are very instrumental.
Thank you much.
And, so I guess there's a lot of, I didn't bring this up before or anything because I haven't had an opportunity to, but there's a lot of meaning in this music that you do, and I know we're going to hear more of it later, but a lot of expression and the kind of, like love, a lot of love
Yes,
involved with
yes.
it in all your songs.
everything that has to do with the Hawaiian culture
Yeah.
tells a story usually, whether it be song or chant or the poetry of it. And it usually has perhaps 2 or 3 different meanings within the words. And so when we get to Hawaii every summer, our juices, our creative juices just start to flow. And we last summer, or this past summer, came up with 6 or 7 new songs because of that. So yeah.
But not just with her singing, but also you alone.
This is true, and when you're doing a completely instrumental song, there are no words, and so you really have to work even harder to try to get across what you're trying to get across. And I've learned that in some ways, but still learning a lot too. So.
Well, we're really looking forward for the rest of the show, and well, everybody just stick in. You got a wonderful show coming in. We'll see you in a bit. Stay tuned.
Hey, how about
Pretty
it?
neat.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. We have Kimo here today. We're going to do the instrument showcase of a segment of this program. Kimo has some really interesting. You pronounce it ukulele.
Right. In Hawaii, they pronounce it ukulele. That's right.
Ukulele.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot of Hawaiians that pronounce it ukulele, so
Right.
it's actually okay.
Right. What you heard on the onset was just the. Well, you tell them a little bit about this one.
Yeah, this is probably most people, when they think about the ukulele, they think about Hawaii. It's so famously associated with Hawaiian music.
Either that or Arthur Godfrey.
Either way, or so many of, maybe you think about Jake Shimabukuro, one of the newest.
The new guys,
but
right.
here is, again, what probably a lot of people have this in their closet. This is a $15 ukulele that you buy in the ABC store when you're running out to the airport, when you've had a great time in Hawaii and just want to have something. I'll take a nice little close-up there. It's kind of in the kidney bean shape here. It says Hawaii on it. But for $15, you get a $15 sound, and that's what I was demonstrating. Right. It's very hard to keep it in tune, and the tone is kind of very much held within, and so it's not a very good ukulele for really serious play.
And also, but in this size, there are good instruments.
Yeah, so this is a soprano size,
right.
And believe it or not, there are ukuleles that are actually smaller than this available. They call it the pocket ukulele.
Oh wow!
There's a company in San Diego that makes it. It's called Kala, K-A-L-A. They have some very unique ukuleles, like the pocket ukulele, which is about another 1/3 smaller than this, and it's a serious instrument, actually. Yeah, so people, and also you can get a very expensive version of this, which is the soprano ukulele, which is very high, very plinky, and it has a very unique sound. They also have these that are strung with 6 strings and even 8 strings. Yeah, so you can string with pairs of strings in unison or in octaves.
Now the 8 string would be.
Well,
pairs?
Actually, it's going to be tuned the same, but
right.
yeah, exactly.
But
Pairs,
it would be pairs,
right?
Right,
Kind of like a 12-string guitar,
like a 12-string or a mandolin,
right? Or mandolin,
right.
where you would have, and boy, they make a lot of sound, just like a 12-string guitar,
right?
Just like the mandolin is so much louder.
Now, the 6-string, would that be double strings or would that be 6 individual strings?
No, the 6-string, what they would do is they would just double up 2 of the courses. And leave,
and one would be a single.
And it's actually a great history of this. You know, the ukulele actually, although people think of it as being Hawaiian, it actually came to Hawaii in the year 1879. This is known, and it came from an island actually, from the island of Madeira, which is a Portuguese island.
Right.
And there was a terrible drought, and these Madeirans, Portuguese, were invited by the Hawaiian king to come, and so they came, and they brought their ukuleles. Now, actually, there was a 5-string instrument in Portugal, and then there was the 4-string version, which they called the braguinho, and the braguinho was the one that they brought with them to Hawaii, and that just knocked out the Hawaiians. And
Right.
King Kalakaua, he loved it. And this was what really took the Hawaiians by storm. They just thought of it as a very personal kind of instrument and a fun instrument, very good party instrument.
Right.
Good. So this is the soprano scale, and as I said, this is a very inexpensive one, but a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you go up the scale, what's the next one?
So the next one, let's go into the, well, actually, there is one in between called the concert size. I didn't bring a concert size with me tonight, but here, this is a tenor size here. So the tenor size, this is considered by some to be the top of the line, actually, kamaka. The kamaka is made in the same place in Honolulu. It says in there since 1916. So this is a very beautiful instrument. This is made out of koa.
Koa.
K-O-A, which is a very beautiful hardwood, as you can see. And
is koa? I think that's indigenous to Hawaii.
yes, it is. It's a very slow-growing hardwood.
Right.
It's an endangered species, and so people are not allowed to cut down koa trees. You have to wait until they fall down, and that can take a long, long time.
Oh, right.
So when the Hurricane Iniki came in 1992, the Hurricane Iniki blew down a lot of koa trees, and the ukulele makers are still using that koa wood from the
That's
hurricane.
pretty neat.
One of the few good things that came from the hurricane.
Right,
so this is made out of koa wood, and it's a very beautiful sound, and you'll see if I even play the same. Much more sound.
Yeah, right.
Perfectly in tune.
Beautifully, yeah.
Even
Right. And more of a quality instrument.
Yeah, exactly.
Price-wise.
Oh, price-wise, it's 100 times more expensive than that one.
Right.
100 times.
Right. And the tuning?
Yeah, so, well, this is going to be the normal tuning, GCAE. It is possible to GCEA. What did I say? It's the normal ukulele tuning. I have so many tunings in my head. There we go. This is, let me introduce this wonderful little device here.
Right. It's especially useful as you're tuning,
Right.
changing so many tunings.
GC. In fact, see, we get an opportunity to trim it up a little bit here.
Right.
I don't know if the camera would like to try to see that. It's probably too far
Not sure
for
if
the
I can
camera.
get it. Oh,
G,
maybe not.
C, E, A. That's what I said? Yeah. Anyway.
In the old,
Yeah.
my dog has fleas.
That's my dog, yes, please.
Mine
Exactly
doesn't, so then I couldn't
Yeah,
tune.
mine, we make sure that ours doesn't. Yeah,
For sure.
But yeah, G, C, E, A.
And
My
the
dog has
intervals are the same as the top 4 strings of the guitar,
Right, right.
except the 4th string.
Well, let's check that on this. So here
Okay.
we. Yep, same as the
Right.
guitar. Yeah, it's a
Right.
4th, and then an octave.
That's the octave higher.
That's surprising. Yeah, so this, there in the tenor ukulele, and really in any ukulele, there are 2 different versions available. One where we have these strings here, and then we can have the low, we can have what we call the high G or the low G.
Right.
So this one is tuned for high G, and many people, most of the ukulele songs are played with the high G.
With a high G.
Yeah,
Right.
and it gives the ukulele a very, very unique kind of sound.
Right.
Yep.
With the low G, then it would be more similar to like a tenor guitar.
Well, that's right, and I think that there are some songs where it just doesn't work with
Right,
the high
right.
the high G. Just doesn't work. Yeah.
Before we came on, I was playing around with this one here.
The next one, yeah.
Playing it as you would the top 4 strings of a guitar, but I was utterly confused at first. After a while, I think it would anybody who would be playing guitar would be able to adapt to it quite easily.
So that's the tenor,
Right.
Kamaka tenor.
And then the
ukulele.
next one up is.
Oh,
this?
just have to add only one more thing.
Go ahead.
That this is the one that Jake Shimabukuro plays.
Oh, of course.
So you
Right,
have to have
yes,
it for
yeah.
only that reason. That's enough of a reason.
Right. Is it autographed by it?
No, it was going to be, but she said, "Don't do it, don't do
No,
it."
I
That's
I
right. She
agree
told
with
me
that,
not
yes,
to. Oh, you agree
yes,
with that?
yes.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
I mean, it's nice, but
All right. So this one now is going down on the ukulele scale. Let's take a look and just get a shot here. So we see the baritone is a little bigger now. And let's
show the
go
front
with
too, so we can see the scale. Oh,
that. See those can just crash them together. Right,
oh
like that.
no!
And
The woods
yeah.
are similar.
The woods are similar. This is it's called lani kai, which is a very good mid-range or entry instrument. A lani kai concert ukulele, a little smaller than this one, will be typically $130, $140, and that's a pretty good instrument to get
Right,
started with. So yeah, you can see the baritone is a longer scale here now. It has heavier strings, and so we're going to have it tuned down lower. And also, and even while I actually slacked, since I'm doing a lot of slack key guitar, I often slack my ukuleles. There's no reason we can't. You can tune it anything you want.
Right, right.
And we put a little bit heavier gauge strings on it to get the lower tunings. Then we have something that sounds pretty nice. And so I happen to have this one tuned to E flat, G sharp, and then C, and then F, which, although it sounds funny, is still just the same
Still
interval.
the same intervals, right?
Right. So. So you'll recognize a lot of those chords.
Right.
They look like your favorite chords, right?
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
chord shapes.
The same
Right,
chord shapes, and so on this one now we do have the low root, right?
Right.
So they really sound the same.
Right.
D looks like a D chord, but it's not. Looks like the top of a G, right?
Right. And this
Top of a C.
Part of a C chord, right.
It's really actually
Even
an
though
F.
they're different, right?
Right.
Now, also
chords.
what I hear is different overtones too.
You will, yeah.
It's interesting that just a slight variation in size gives you a
Much more bass.
different tones.
Yeah, right.
Of course, quality-wise, that one is much better than this one.
Right,
quality-wise.
exactly. But you will hear again, even though this is considered a mid-range kind of ukulele, in terms of, well, price, but also, yeah, in terms of the voice. One I find actually when I'm playing around a campfire, this is a lot of fun to sit in with this because it just fills in where the guitars aren't there, you know, and it's not as high as it's giving the bass part that the other ukuleles are missing, right? Because they've got that low string is tuned up an octave higher. So this is the baritone. Yeah. Beautiful instrument. Yeah.
Let's jump right over to the bass. I want to cover that before we run out of time.
Yeah, and here what is
new. This is unique.
Yeah, completely new. I keep clipping my tuner on here just to make sure everything's behaving well. This tuner, Korg tuner, is a really very essential for anybody who's playing at a bunch of different tunings. It's just a bunch of different instruments, making sure all the instruments.
The kinds that clamp on, because then you don't have the problem of the ambient noise interfering with the tuning.
Right.
That's typical with most of the clamp-on tuners.
Right. So this one will really give you exactly that. You can tune in a noisy room and even with your volume turned down. Yeah.
And now you're tuned to the same as a bass.
Yeah. And actually, let's hold the baritone up here at the same time. So now we got the baritone ukulele, and you can see that what do we have here? We have a bass guitar.
That's about the same size.
Yeah, this is the same size, pretty much. I guess it's even a little smaller than the baritone.
Yeah,
a little bit bigger.
The scale length is about the same as you look at the front.
Yeah, scale length is about the same.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of surprises here. This one is fretless, by the way. So if you zoom in a little close up on that, and you try to find the frets, you won't find any because it's fretless. Don't fret about it.
Yeah, no fretting here whatsoever.
That way, there, I got you.
There.
Okay, these frets are painted on.
And it's tuned exactly like an electric bass or a string bass.
Right, E-A-G-G, just the typical, and the notes are the same.
And the interesting things too is the strings themselves are just nylon.
Yeah, some of you may remember about 20, well, it must be more than 20 years ago, 23 years ago, I bought a bass called the Guild Ashbury, which was a very short scale bass with silicone rubber strings, and it was fretless, and I learned to play that. And the silicone rubber, your fingers would get kind of stuck on them, and you'd have to put baby powder, talcum powder, or baby powder.
In order to.
We had to have 6 kids, so we all had plenty of that around.
Oh yeah, sure.
And so, but they really it really didn't catch on because it didn't have really the sound. You're trying to get the sound of an upright in a compact bass.
Right.
This is completely different. Yeah, this is new. These are polyurethane, polyurethane strings, and so they're pretty much just like black plastic garbage bags. They're very shiny and feel kind of not sticky at all. And so this works very nicely.
They're soft. You can almost compress them.
Yep, and the Hawaiians, they call it pahoihoi, which is actually the Hawaiian word for the black lava. Anyway, it goes like that.
Cool.
So
that's refresh my memory. What is that song?
You'd have to refresh my memory too.
Two old guys refreshing each other.
Not quite old enough.
Good.
Not old enough. We're not old enough.
Yes. Oh yeah, right. It was before our time. That's why we don't know what it is. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, this is cool, and it's got a lot of the. It's got really all the features you expect in a bass. It has a really heavy bottom end, it's completely new. By the way, this is all mahogany. If you see the beautiful wood here, all mahogany all the way around. This is new. It's made by Kala. The company's called Kala, K-A-L-A. Yeah.
Well, Kimo, that's very interesting. It made for a very interesting showcase. We thank you very much. Let's get back to playing some music. What do you think?
Well, I think we should do that. Thanks for your interest.
Okay.
Good.
Stay tuned. We're going to have a little bit more music and then back later with the other segments of the show.
This song is called Ahi Wela, Fire of Love, and it was written by Lizzie Dorin and Mary Beckley. And it's a very beautiful song about an overwhelming love that you could have for a child or for a partner in life or for a puppy or kitten. And it goes through 4 different verses. The first one is in Hawaiian. Second one, everyone will recognize. And then the third one, there's a translation of that one that everyone will recognize. And then it goes back to the first verse, Ahi Wela.
And here's my favorite chord. I love to end on that chord. It's kind of whimsical and mysterious. I'm not even sure what the name of that chord is. Who cares? It sounds good. Hi, I'm Uncle Nick. This is Uncle Nick's Corner. I'm Nick Rita. Today I'm not going to do a whole lot of playing. I'm just going to do a little talking. It's always good to have a little pep talk every once in a while. I know sometimes as you play, you struggle to get through certain things. And, you know, we get into this thing where you don't even feel like you want to practice because for whatever reason, maybe you think that the task is too insurmountable. Sometimes you might, just not be into practicing. I hear that a lot. Well, I wasn't into it, or I've got so many things going that I really don't have time to practice. But what we find out is if we don't get our fingers on the fingerboard, we start to deteriorate. I know that happens even with me. I've been playing for nearly 40 years, and if I don't keep my fingers on the fingerboard, I pick up the guitar and I say, what is this thing? I know it has 6 strings. I remember something about it, but it becomes a foreign thing to us. So it's a good thing to keep into a good, steady routine, whether you feel like it or not. And what you find out is that when you practice, then it inspires you to practice even more. You know, sometimes we get inspired, we hear something and say, wow, I'm going to play that, or I want to try to play that. So we get inspiration that way. But I think the true inspiration, and the inspiration that gets you from point A to point B along the line of becoming a better guitarist, is the inspiration that we get internally from ourselves as we practice and as we start to discover things and start to play better. I think the better we play, the more we want to practice. Again, sometimes it's just you have to make the effort and you have to do it against what you might feel like doing. You know what I find too, I've been teaching for a few years now, and what I find is students that do the best are the ones who do practice, and practice without having to be told or without it being a drudgery. If you can get into that, if you can get into that groove, so to speak, where you're practicing, getting better, enjoying it, so you want to practice. I know sometimes I'll say to my students, I'll be walking by my room and I have my guitar on a stand and I look at it and it seems to be saying to me, come on over and play a little bit, come on over and play a little bit. Let's have some fun. And sometimes even if I have the time, I might say, no. But the times that I do and I go over and I start playing, by the time I realize it, an hour's gone by. So overcome that, the feeling, if you're in those doldrums, overcome that. Just go to the guitar and start playing and practicing. And as you do, I'm sure that things will get better and you'll be able to make those advancements that you want to. So anyway, until next week or until next time, we'll be seeing you again. As usual, if you have any questions, any comments, please don't hesitate to call and get in touch with us. Take care.
This song is Sakura, otherwise known as Cherry Blossoms, which is a traditional Japanese melody many hundreds of years old. People may think it's normally played on the koto, the Japanese instrument koto. Here, the ukulele, tenor ukulele, is made to sound like a koto. So here it is, Sakura.
Welcome everybody to the music show. I'm Ray Braselton, your host.
And I'm Nick Rita, co-host.
Okay, so today we've had a great time with you. I want to introduce, of course, you know Uncle Nick and I, but you haven't met Kimo. And Kimo, its last name is?
Kimo Knox.
Okay.
Yep.
And Ka'iulani. Do I have that right? How do you pronounce your name?
Ka'iulani Visico. I use my maiden name.
Okay, that's she says it much more beautifully than I do, that's for sure. And it was really great, all the music and all the interesting instruments and everything that Nick did our
showcase, right?
Showcase today, and it was very well done. So we got a lot of questions for you.
Great.
Actually, we could start out with the pseudo mailbag.
That's right, pseudo.
Yeah. That's what we're doing the showcase.
That's
There's
right.
a question that I wanted to ask and I forgot.
Okay, this will be our
So we're
question
gonna
for
use
the
it.
day.
Yeah,
Go
so this will
for
be-
it,
yeah.
Uncle Nick.
The name ukulele. What about it?
Well, you know, when the Portuguese brought those instruments to Hawaii, there was a very frenetic kind of very fast motion playing like that, and they thought it looked like a kind of scratching fleas, and so that's what it means, ukulele.
Oh, no.
Lele means jumping or scratching, you know, so what it means, scratching fleas.
amazing.
Yeah.
Is that a Hawaiian word or is that?
Ukulele are Hawaiian words.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hawaiian
Yeah.
word.
That's the way you pronounce it in
How do
Hawaii.
you say it? You have to say it.
Ukulele.
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 Oh, that's neat. And that's why where they got "My Dog Has Fleas."
I
Maybe,
don't know
I
about
know.
that.
That's a different story.
It's a different story altogether.
No.
Yeah, I would suggest you give him a bath.
The ukulele. No, the dog. Okay, good. But anyhow, it was really again. That was a great question. I'm glad you came up with that because it is something everybody would know. I never knew that. Did you? Did you know that?
No.
That's funny. Let's start off kind of from the beginning. I know that you two met at a very young age, and I thought you'd give us a short preview of that. if you
Sure. We
could.
met at East High School in Rochester. I was 14 and a half. My husband was 16. We met
14
through...
and-
Yes. And we met through the drama club. I was on stage dancing, singing, and he was in the orchestra pit playing and also doing all the lights and sound. And then we just took it from there. And I've been doing the Hawaiian culture since I was 4 years old, actually. Everything Hawaiian.
Did he fit into that much?
Well,
at that time?
he can tell you more about his musical background, but he's been a musician all of his life, and then in 2001, that's when he took on the Hawaiian music style of slack key guitar and
Okay.
ukulele.
But may I ask,
Sure.
did you get into that when she was 14? Into that Hawaiian?
Well, I had already been playing bass and guitar. I played Stairway to Heaven, of course, on guitar, and she was in the audience. Oh,
I fell in love.
But I had played bass and guitar, classical guitar, and flute, a bunch of different instruments. But then when I discovered that slack key style, I also played lute when I was younger, and so I had been able to play a bunch of different instruments in a bunch of different tunings, and that's a really important thing when you're doing the slack key guitar, to be able to jump different instruments and different tunings, which just kind of don't skip a beat, just keep going. And
Right,
so
right.
all that kind of came together in the slack key guitar, the bass tunings, all the alternative tunings, the harmonics, all those things just kind of came together.
But that
for
didn't
me.
come to you until later after you.
Well, that's right.
Right.
Quite a bit
Yeah.
after. But during the time, though, that you were at 14 and 15, 16, I'm just wondering if you had that incentive to do her Hawaiian music.
But what I
That's getting personal. You were
Yeah.
asking me if I
well,
if I
no,
was
but-
just gonna get
That's
But
okay.
one thing I had always concentrated on was these kind of Elizabethan lute songs, which are very beautiful, very harmonic, very melodious, and really just kind of music just makes you feel good.
Oh, sure.
And that's
Yeah.
when really when we moved to Rochester in 2001, and she wanted to start her Hawaiian business. And I was starting off I was her DJ. I was
Sure.
going off as her DJ, and I was spinning CDs, and I got this one CD. It's called the White Mountain CD by Keola Beamer, and I said, my God, how does he get that sound? It's such a beautiful sound. I can't believe you can make a guitar sound like that. There's a lot to it. And I did eventually meet him one day and study with him. So.
Well, you stayed with somebody, because I'll tell you, I was listening to some of your previews and stuff, and I was also very overcome by how you could make a guitar sound so almost harpy sounding.
Yeah.
You know, and of course with the harmonics and
Yep.
the harmonics
And the low notes.
and the low everything. It just
Right.
seemed to be. So I see what you're talking about. Let's move along here, because we have some pictures. Thought everybody might be interested in seeing. And let's just go through these. You can just tell us where this happened, kind of short and quick on these.
Sure.
And tell us where this
Well,
started.
this was at the Clothesline Arts Festival, and we've done that festival now 3 years in a row, and we're already scheduled for next year.
And that's in
So
Rochester.
that's in Rochester at the Memorial Art Gallery. We're there both days, all day performing. They let us have our own space, and we pop up our tents, and we actually put chairs for people to come and sit and relax and listen to us. And our CDs just fly like.
Oh,
Oh my
I bet.
gosh, it's just
They've
amazing.
got to.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It's fantastic.
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
great.
Yeah. And then this picture is of some of my students, past and present, and I teach Hawaiian dance and Hawaiian language.
And you're still teaching now a little
Yes,
bit.
I am.
Yeah.
I teach once a month now because we've become so busy performing and with our recording studio that it's too difficult.
When did the recording studio come in?
About a year ago, we started, we built it at our home. We built a beautiful dance studio and recording studio at our home in Pittsford, and that's where we teach hula and Hawaiian slide guitar and ukulele.
Can
And then-
any?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, can anybody go to your recording studio, or is this mainly for
Yeah.
you?
It's
Well,
by
we-
appointment.
yeah.
It's by appointment.
Well, I teach
And,
privately guitar lessons and ukulele lessons privately, and that works. We really just fine tune. Some of my students will take a half an hour of ukulele and then an hour of slack key guitar afterwards. Some of them take only slack key. So we customize whatever they need. And some of my students have actually come to Hawaii with us also.
Yeah.
This next picture here, and some here 2 years ago. Some of our students, my students, came, and we had them practicing for the semester what songs they were going to play, and then in Kauai we set up a concert at the in Princeville, and beautiful place in Princeville.
Church
and,
of the Pacific.
Yeah, so they performed there for Hawaiians playing Hawaiian music. It was very
They
cool.
must have loved that.
It was
They
fabulous.
sweated a little bit, but they really enjoyed it.
Do we need to say anything about, by the way, where they can write us if they want to? Or is it too late to do that?
Oh, wow.
We forgot again.
We'll blame that on Mike.
That was Mike's fault.
Yeah, right.
But nevertheless, if you do want to get a hold of us for any questions, if you have any questions, not necessarily for just you people, but for us in general, our show, if you look right on your screen, you'll see our email and all our contact information. Feel free to write in or phone call or email or whatever. And so we get back to our pictures. Now this picture is that in a museum?
That's
and
at
where
the,
is this?
The Kauai Museum. Kauai is the oldest island in the Hawaiian chain, and we base ourselves there every summer for 8 weeks. And then we island hop if we have other performances on other islands. But this is at the Kauai Museum, and they love us because of the fact that even though we're not Hawaiian, we do everything Hawaiian.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
not of Hawaiian blood, put it that way. And so they want the children there in Hawaii to see how important their culture is.
Yes.
Hopefully that they will follow suit as what we do, that they might also perpetuate their
Oh, I
own
bet you
culture.
they really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lounge in one of the
Oh
islands.
yes, we do many different performances. Like I said, during the summer we're in Kauai, and we perform almost every night at lounges, hotel lounges, festivals outside. You name it, we perform it, and it's a lot of fun with a concert tour that we develop before we go,
Sure.
and then when we get there, we get other performances thrown at us, and then our musician friends see us,
Yes.
and we're up every night with them too.
This
Oh.
particular one, we played ukulele bass before, remember that? And so here, in this picture, I'm playing ukulele bass, you see in the back there. And this guitarist, a very good friend of ours, who just called me up to say, hey, come and play bass. I played with him all night, and my wife came and sang.
And I'm dancing hula.
Great time, very good
A lot
time.
of fun, yeah.
And here's another lounge, another
That's
island.
in Waikiki.
Okay.
And again, with some other musician friends of ours, we were there for a week, and again, performing almost every night there at the Hilton Hawaiian Village on Waikiki. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. I sing, I dance, and my husband plays, and we play with our friends too. So, yeah.
Now here you are with you were talking about a lot of your friends.
Oh yes,
And here's a group of friends.
We have been going to Hawaii for many years, every summer, and we have so many musician friends that have become our family, our ohana, that we get together. And this particular picture is at the Kauai Music Festival. It's a songwriting festival. And last year we actually presented at it. This year we just had fun performing again every night at the open mics, and it's just great fun.
It is fun.
Just great fun, yeah.
And then there's a picture here of you hard at work. You look so hard at work here.
Well, it was a Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. All the kids are sleeping. Everybody was sleeping. And I just felt like coming up with a new ukulele song. And I had heard some really fantastic ukulele playing by Jake Shimabukuro and some of our other friends there. And I said, I just feel like I want to write some really intense song. And so I just went out there and set up my tent on the beach and
That's
brought
our
my ukulele.
backyard.
Here I wrote
Kauai.
Kapa'a Frenzy. This is where I was writing Kapa'a Frenzy right there.
Yeah.
I know you've been involved with an awful lot of stories done on you in magazines. I know this is one. You can show it very quickly here on.
Yeah, the Garden Island newspaper.
Yeah.
Just
Get
a
that.
quick look at that. And
That was actually a Tahitian festival that we were performing at, and the photographer took our picture, and we've made the front cover of it for this one.
and then there was another one here too.
Yeah.
Tell us about this one. That's a magazine.
This was fantastic. This was so exciting because I was in the Honolulu airport waiting to go back home. My family, Kimo and the kids, had already gone back, and I had to stay for an extra week. But I was in the airport. My cell phone rang, and it's like aloha, and it was the reporter from this newspaper, Kauai at the Garden Island Inn, and she said, "Oh, Ka'iulani, we want to do a front page cover article on you." And I said, "Oh my goodness, I have 10 minutes before I have to get on my plane."
Oh,
and
gee.
so here's my husband's cell phone, call him and we'll get this going. So I went on the red eye and got home, and that whole day Sunday we did everything
that's
to get this
wonderful.
article together. But that's just one of the many performances we do here locally too. I mean, we do about 100 to 150 performances in a good year.
that's
So it's fun, yeah.
Well, I know we have, the one other thing I want to cover with you. I think we covered a lot on the show. A lot, so
Oh,
we don't have
yes.
but I just
Yes.
want everybody to know that what a wonderful opportunity you have to see this couple here that have a long time experience with the real Hawaiians and go there 2 months out of the year and spend the time entertaining there and enjoying yourself, I'm sure, too, with your
Yes.
friends. And then you have so much involved around here that they can get a hold of you for what kind of jobs, any kind of
Oh
jobs,
yes, oh yes. Just I'm the manager of the group.
Yeah.
So just give me a call
And we will, and this is like lounge work you do? Or
we
what kind
do
of work?
everything from corporate events, Christmas party, any type of holiday party. We do
Weddings.
retirement parties, weddings in the church or receptions. I had one couple call me once, and they were getting married underwater off of Maui, and they wanted to have their bridal shower, so we went to the bridal shower and did it. And it was
So you
just
do
so much
anything.
fun.
That's
A
great.
fantastic couple.
You have, I want to make sure we show them their CDs, and you'll be seeing their contact info on the screen. But this is their 1998. I'm sorry.
Yes.
2000.
2008. 2008.
Where are we?
2008.
Pono.
We're still in the last
Which-
century.
And that's
And,
all the way to that side, which was the
This
2008.
is 2009.
Yeah, and this is 2009. The first one was Pono, which means respect. This second one, Mana O Kalapaki, the spirit of Kalapaki. And then our
And
third
then
one,
our third one, 2010, it was released in June, both in New York State and in Kauai. And with this one we did in our new recording studio from start to finish, everything. So it was magnificent to have that control over it. It was
I'll
just
bet. I'll
wonderful.
bet it was.
I mean, we did recordings in our slippers and PJs. You know,
Oh,
just
I hear those make the
fantastic.
best recordings.
Really great,
Oh, that's
really great.
You have
Yeah.
another one in
Yeah.
the works right
Oh,
now.
yes, yes, yes,
working on
you
a
do.
fourth CD now.
And that should be out by June. And it's called Malie. And one of the songs that he played is the title track for that.
Oh boy, well it's went so fast, but I want to again thank you, and thank you, Uncle Nick, for all you did this show, for taking
You're
over
welcome.
for me a little bit.
It was fun. It was
And
fun.
I enjoyed so much going over to the guitar club and listening to you guys play.
Oh, yes,
They
that
played
was
at the
fun.
guitar club. That's where I reviewed them. And my wife and I sat at a little table and had a little pie and coffee or tea or whatever we had, and we watched you play Lack Key.
Slacky, yes.
Slack key.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm supposed to show that. Slack key. And that was. But I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll, of course, look forward to seeing you guys again at some time, visiting, and hope you will come and see us again. See us every week, okay? Right, Uncle Nick?
Right.
They can tune in anytime they want.
Anytime.
Okay.
We would welcome that.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you soon.